What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I would like to welcome you guys to, Reviews on Demand. This is a podcast, that I'm starting, and I basically, will be giving, reviews on different, things such as, cities, jobs, things of that nature. So, this will be like a, educational channel, you know what I'm saying? So, we're gonna start this off with review the city that I'm located in right now, which is Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia, is one of those places where people frequently visit. You know, I would say is one of the best, if not best cities in the United States. People constantly moving here, and people gonna continue to move here. So I'm gonna give my review on the city. And basically tell you I've been here for like 2 years. Basically, what I'm saying. Gonna give y'all a rundown on the experiences that I've had in the city. And I'm basically gonna tell y'all, what y'all think about what I think about Atlanta. So yeah, let's get right into it. So, just to get started, I be seeing a whole lot of videos like this on YouTube, a whole lot of videos, telling people, why they shouldn't move to Atlanta, telling people why they should move to Atlanta. So I'm basically gonna start my video off like that. But my video is gonna be a little different. I'm not gonna tell you, why you shouldn't move to Atlanta because the bad things that happen in Atlanta, or why you should move to Atlanta because the good things that's happening in Atlanta. I'm gonna tell you, the type people that should, avoid Atlanta and, don't move here. And this have nothing to do with, everything that goes on in Atlanta. This specifically just have to do with you and what type of person you is. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm finna give y'all, my top 5 people who should avoid, Atlanta at all costs. If you this type of person, please, don't move to Atlanta because, your experience is gonna be horrible. So the number one person that I think should avoid Atlanta is if you are a impatient person. If you are a impatient person, man, please don't move to Atlanta because Atlanta, is one of those places, that got a whole lot of people, visiting. You got a whole lot of people moving, and I'm telling you, man, like everything is backed up. Traffic is backed up. Grocery stores are backed up. Basically everywhere you go, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be played with some type of line. So, you know what I'm saying, if you're an impatient person, man, please don't come here, man, because living in Atlanta, man, you're gonna have to have some type of patience. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't got no patience, man, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna, you just gonna have a bad experience because um, it's gonna be lines. If you can't wait, then you might, what I'm saying, all kinds of stuff can happen. Just because you impatient. So, if you're an impatient person, man, don't move to Atlanta. This ain't a city for you. So that's the number one person that I think should move to Atlanta, should avoid Atlanta at all costs if you're impatient. My number 2 person that I think, should avoid Atlanta at all costs, if you antisocial. Listen, Atlanta, I would say probably is probably no other city in the world like Atlanta. Like some city you go to, people don't really, talk to each other. You know what I'm saying? People, they moving, you know, getting where they got to go, doing what they got to do. You know, a whole lot of people don't even start having a conversation with each other in a whole lot of cities. But Atlanta, you know, is a different city. You know, Atlanta, you know, gonna have all type of people, you know, approaching you. You know, whether they just want to have a conversation with you in the line, grocery line, you know, whether they just want to, you know, you pulling up at the gas station, they come into you trying to sell stuff. You know, Atlanta is one of those cities where, you know, people are gonna talk, people are gonna, you know what I'm saying, approach you. You know what I'm saying? So if you one of them people, you know, you don't like to be around a whole lot of people, you know, you don't like to, you know, really talk much, or you know, you just ain't no real people person, you know, man, you probably should avoid Atlanta at all costs, because, you know, if you move to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, you're going to find yourself in situations all the time where, you know, you're amongst a whole lot of people. You know what I'm saying? People going to come up, you know what I'm saying, want to have a conversation with you, laugh and talk or whatever. So, man, if you, you know what I'm saying, antisocial person, man, probably need to avoid Atlanta, man. This ain't the city for you. So, that's my number 2 person. Let's get into the number 3 person. So, the number 3 person, and I'm pretty sure a whole lot of people going to agree with me on this one. If you homophobic, Atlanta is not the place for you. You know, living in Atlanta, man, you know, you're going to see all type of things, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta is one of those cities where pretty much, they basically, you know, accept pretty much everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a whole lot of people around here in Atlanta not really judgmental, you know, so basically, you know what I'm saying, people do their thing, like, you know, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, you know, you can be it in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? It's a culture somewhere, you know what I'm saying, where you can fit in doing whatever. So, you know, if you're a homophobic person, you know, you don't like seeing certain things, you know what I'm saying? You probably don't need to move to Atlanta, because, you know, in Atlanta, man, you're going to see people from all walks of life, you know what I'm saying? That culture that I'm speaking on, you know, they real big in Atlanta. So if you move here, man, you're gonna come into contact with somebody of that culture. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with people like that, you know what I'm saying, then cross a path with a person like that might be a problem. So, man, if you homophobic, man, save yourself the bad experience, man, and just avoid Atlanta at all costs. You know, so that's my number 3 person that should avoid Atlanta at all costs. The number 4 person that should avoid Atlanta at all costs is you lazy. You know, if you lazy, avoid Atlanta at all costs, man, because, you know, Atlanta, you know, is one of them hustle and bustle type city, you know. This city is like money motivated, you know. Everybody trying to, you know, get money, and just having money, you know, in Atlanta, it ain't enough, bro. Like, in Atlanta, dog, you got to have like more than enough. Like, that's how you got to be working. Like, I got money, but I still got to get this. Just because, you know, Atlanta one of those cities, man, where, you know, you never know what to expect. You know, you can plan, you know, and you just don't never know what to expect, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta one of those cities, man, where you just gotta walk out your door, man, and be prepared for whatever. You know, so, you know, if you lazy, man, you know, you don't like to grind, you don't like to get money, or, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna make it in Atlanta. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. So, yeah, if you a lazy person, you know, you probably need to avoid Atlanta at all costs, you know. And this brings me to the 5th person that should avoid Atlanta at all costs. And listen, man, if you racist, you know, avoid Atlanta at all costs, you know, because I'm gonna tell you why. You know, Atlanta, man, is filled with different people, you know, from different backgrounds. you know, different, you know, ethnicities, you know. So, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be bumping into, you know, people of all walks of life, you know. You know, it's a whole bunch of foreign people working here, you know. Some of them, you know, don't even speak, you know, very fluent English. You know, so man, if you one of them racist people, you know, you don't like, you know, uh, encountering, you know, people of different, you know what I'm saying, background. You don't like seeing, you know, interracial, you know, relationships and couples. You know, you probably, you know, should avoid Atlanta. You should avoid Atlanta now. I mean, if you go out the north, then, you know, that probably would be a better, you know, environment for you. But, you know, Atlanta, you know, you're gonna see a whole lot of, you know, interracial things going on. So if that type of person, man, that you don't like, you know, that type of stuff, man, you probably should avoid Atlanta. So, you know, them my top 5 people on, you know, who I think, you know, should avoid Atlanta. You know, yeah, man. Y'all get in the comment box. Y'all let me know what y'all think about, you know, my top 5 people. Man, y'all leave your comment. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this video. I'll be right back to you guys with another video on, you know, the top 5 people that I think should move to Atlanta. So, yeah, man, y'all like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. I see y'all got in this video. Yo.